Secret affairs are certainly a major controversy when it comes to high-profile players. Today, we're diving into the story of NFL superstar Antonio Brown, who made headlines for his numerous assault cases while he was still in a marriage. So, buckle up as this is a long one. Antonio Brown was born in Miami, Florida. His father, Eddie Brown, was a star in the Arena Football League and named its best player in 2006. Eddie played wide receiver for the Albany Firebirds and at Louisiana Tech. Antonio attended Miami Norland High School, where he played various positions in football, including running back, quarterback, wide receiver, and punt returner. Although Brown applied to Florida State University, he was denied admission due to academic concerns. He then attempted to attend Alcorn State before enrolling at North Carolina Tech Prep. There, he played quarterback for 5 games, passing for 1,247 yards and 11 touchdowns and rushing for 451 yards and 13 touchdowns. After his season at North Carolina Tech Prep, he received a scholarship to Florida International University, but was expelled before the season started due to an altercation with security. Brown reached out to wide receivers coach Butch Jones, who had recruited him earlier. Learning that Jones had moved to Central Michigan University, Brown enrolled there and began his college football career as a walk-on freshman. Brown began attending Central Michigan in 2007 after wide receivers coach Zach Azzani invited him to try out as a walk-on. Brown made his debut against Kansas on September 1st, recording 4 receptions for 23 yards. The following week, he had 9 receptions for 105 yards, and his first touchdown against Toledo. Throughout the season, he had notable performances, including 15 receptions for 174 yards against Akron. In his sophomore season in 2008, Brown started every game. He had standout games, such as 10 receptions for 78 yards and a 75-yard punt return for a touchdown against Ohio, and 10 receptions for 113 yards plus a touchdown pass against Western Michigan. He finished the season with 93 receptions for 998 yards and 7 touchdowns. In his junior season, Brown had a slow start but soon had significant performances, including 10 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown against Michigan State, and a 55-yard punt return for a touchdown against Alcorn State. He continued to excel with multiple games recording over 100 receiving yards. He finished the season with 110 receptions for 1,198 yards and 9 touchdowns, setting a school record. On January 7, 2010, he announced he would enter the NFL draft, foregoing his senior year. After Brown entered the 2010 NFL draft, analysts projected him as a 5th or 6th round pick. Ranked as the 37th best wide receiver, he improved his times at Central Michigan's Pro Day. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected him in the 6th round, 195th overall. Brown signed a 3-year, $1.28 million contract with a $73,075 signing bonus. Brown debuted on September 19, 2010 against the Tennessee Titans, scoring an 89-yard kickoff return touchdown. He finished his rookie season with 16 receptions for 167 yards in 10 games. In the playoffs, he made key plays that helped the Steelers reach Super Bowl XLV, where they lost to the Green Bay Packers. In the 2011 season, Brown became the Steelers' 3rd wide receiver and starting returner. He recorded his first 100-yard receiving game and scored his first touchdown. He finished the season with 69 receptions for 1,108 yards and 2 touchdowns, becoming the first NFL player to have over 1,000 yards in both receiving and returning. He was selected for the Pro Bowl as a punt returner. In 2012, Brown signed a 5-year, $42.5 million extension. With Hines Ward's retirement, Brown and Mike Wallace became the starting receivers. Brown finished the season with 66 receptions for 787 yards and 5 touchdowns in 13 games. In 2013, Brown had a standout season, including a career-high 196 receiving yards against the Chicago Bears. He set a new team record with 1,499 receiving yards and was selected for the Pro Bowl as both a receiver and returner. He was also named to the All-Pro team. In 2014, Brown led the NFL in receptions, receiving yards, and tied for second in touchdowns, setting new team records. The Steelers made the playoffs but lost to the Ravens in the wild-card round. Brown was ranked 8th on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2015. Brown started the season with a strong performance, catching 9 passes for 133 yards and a touchdown in a 28-21 loss to the New England Patriots. In the following game, he had another impressive outing with 9 receptions for 195 yards and a touchdown in a 43-18 win over the San Francisco 49ers, surpassing Steelers legend Lynn Swann in career receiving yards. On November 8th, Brown set career highs with 17 catches for 284 yards in a 38-35 victory over the Oakland Raiders. Despite breaking a record for most yards in a game without a touchdown, he faced a fine for excessive celebration after a touchdown return against the Colts. Brown's outstanding season included multiple awards, such as AFC Special Teams Player of the Week and AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He finished the regular season with a league-high 136 receptions for 1,834 yards and 10 touchdowns, breaking several records along the way. He earned multiple accolades, including his 3rd consecutive All-Pro selection and a high ranking on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2016. In the 2016 season, Brown continued his strong play, earning fines for uniform violations and celebrations but achieving career milestones. He finished with 106 receptions, 1,284 yards, and 12 touchdowns. In 2017, Brown signed a 5-year extension with the Steelers, making him the highest-paid wide receiver. He had several standout games, including a 182-yard performance in the season opener and multiple games with over 150 yards. In 2018, Brown reached 10,000 career receiving yards quickly and had multiple 100-yard games. He finished the season with 104 receptions, 1,297 yards, and a career-high 15 touchdowns. Brown was unhappy with his role on the team, leading to a trade request. The Steelers traded Brown to the Oakland Raiders in March 2019. His time with the Raiders was tumultuous, involving a cryotherapy injury, helmet disputes, fines for missed practices, and altercations with team officials. Brown was eventually released by the Raiders after demanding his release and having his guaranteed money voided. On September 7, 2019, Antonio Brown signed a 1-year contract with the New England Patriots worth up to $15 million, with a $9 million signing bonus. On September 9th, the Patriots added a second-year option worth $20 million if exercised. Despite allegations of misconduct, Brown practiced with the Patriots and debuted in Week 2 against the Miami Dolphins, catching 4 passes for 56 yards and a touchdown in a 43-0 win. On September 20th, after further allegations and sending intimidating texts to an accuser, the Patriots released Brown. In the 2020 offseason, Brown announced his retirement from the NFL on September 22, 2019, but changed his mind 4 days later. He implied retirement again on July 20, 2020, then expressed interest in playing days later. On July 31, 2020, the NFL suspended Brown for the first 8 weeks of the season for multiple violations of the league's personal conduct policy. Brown joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on October 27, 2020, with a 1-year contract worth up to $2.5 million. He reunited with coach Bruce Arians, who had been his offensive coordinator with the Steelers. Brown was activated on November 3, 2020. In his first game back in Week 9, he caught 3 passes for 31 yards in a loss to the Saints. Brown's first touchdown for the Buccaneers came in Week 15 against the Falcons. He finished the 2020 season with 45 receptions for 483 yards and 4 touchdowns. In the wild card round, he caught 2 passes for 49 yards and a touchdown. Brown was injured in the divisional round, but returned for Super Bowl LV, where he caught a touchdown pass, helping the Buccaneers win 31-9. In 2021, Brown signed another one-year deal with the Buccaneers worth up to $6.25 million. He missed Week 3 due to being on the reserve COVID-19 list and was suspended for 3 games in December for violating COVID-19 protocols by misrepresenting his vaccination status. In Week 17, during a game against the Jets, Brown left the field mid-game after a dispute, leading to his release from the team. Brown claimed he had serious ankle injuries that required surgery, and he was officially released on January 6, 2022. He finished the season with 42 catches, 545 yards, and 4 touchdowns in 7 games. On March 2, 2023, Brown announced his retirement from professional football, only to unretire on April 28, 2023, with plans to play for the Albany Empire, which never happened. He announced his second retirement on April 24, 2024, retiring as a Las Vegas Raider. So now come the part you guys were waiting for, his cheating scandals. But before we begin with them, make sure to subscribe. During and before the 2018 season, Antonio Brown was involved in many incidents that caused problems within the Steelers organization. In April, he threw furniture out of his 14th floor apartment window, nearly hitting a 22-month-old child below. He was later sued for this and settled with the family in April 2019. Brown was also cited for speeding at over 100 miles per hour in a Pittsburgh suburb and was fined for reckless driving in February 2019. On September 10, 2019, Brown's former trainer, Brittany Taylor, sued him, claiming he sexually assaulted her 3 times. Brown denied the allegations, and the district attorney decided not to prosecute him due to the statute of limitations, but the civil case continued. A second woman accused him of sexual misconduct on September 16th. Additionally, a Pittsburgh doctor sued Brown for unpaid fees and inappropriate behavior. Brown and Taylor settled in April 2021. In January 2020, after several domestic incidents, the Hollywood, Florida police cut ties with Brown and issued a trespass order against him. Days later, he and a trainer attacked a moving truck driver. Brown turned himself in and was charged with felony burglary and misdemeanor battery and criminal mischief in March 2020. He pleaded no contest in June 2020 and received 2 years of probation, 100 hours of community service, anger management counseling, and a psychological evaluation. On October 1, 2022, reports surfaced that Brown exposed himself to a woman at a Dubai hotel in May 2022. In December 2022, Tampa police attempted to serve Brown with an arrest warrant for domestic violence after he threw a shoe at his ex-fiancée. In January 2023, Brown's Snapchat account was suspended for posting an explicit photo. In April 2023, an arrest warrant was issued for Brown for failing to make child support payments, which he paid after the warrant was issued. Another warrant was issued in August 2023 for missing $15,000 in child support payments. In June 2023, Brown was asked to leave a hotel in Albany due to complaints about loud music and marijuana, but no charges were filed. On August 22, 2023, a warrant was issued for Brown for not paying child support, which he denied. He claimed his behavior was due to CTE, a brain disease, and denied the warrant's validity. Brown was arrested on October 15, 2023, for unpaid child support and released on a $15,000 bond. On May 23, 2024, Brown filed for bankruptcy, owing $2.93 million to 8 creditors. Despite earning over $80 million during his NFL career, he listed his assets as $50,000 or less. Well, that was a rough ride for Brown, wasn't it? Do comment telling us who you want us to talk about next. Bye.